Hello and welcome. There's just a couple of us here tonight so far, so we'll give ourselves a little bit of time. Um, what I forgot to say for everybody was to I'm just gonna go put people on mute. To make sure that you have some water. So if anybody wants to go grab some water, then feel free to do that. Actually, would somebody put that in the chat for me? It's a reminder to grab some water for people. That would be amazing. So we'll just give ourselves another few minutes. Thank you to everybody who has donated tonight and for everyone coming to do the replay. Really, really appreciate it. And we now have £420 raised. And I'm going to keep the fundraiser link open over the next few days so that we can continue to see if we can get any more not water, I read your message. We can continue to raise the money a little bit more over the coming days. And I'll be sending out the replay tomorrow. And then if anybody misses the replay or is unable to get the replay, we can send it out separately, in a separate link. So tonight I just wanted to introduce you briefly to our four hosts. So there's myself, there's Grace, Claire and Joe, and I will do a little intro properly when we get to hand over to these lovely practitioners. But yeah, just really wanted to say hello officially to everybody, and can we have a little sense check in the chat box as to how many people have done tapping already, so we can get a sense of whether people are new to this or whether you're seasoned pros. So that would be amazing. So lovely to see some familiar faces. I have an ex-colleague of mine from Bupa tonight, Vanessa. Hello. Yay. Thank you so much for coming. Who's our Zoom user who's done tapping? Hello. Great. Susie's done a little bit. Emma's brand new. Awesome. Vanessa, have you done some tapping before? Yeah, a little bit of tapping. Awesome. Karen is another EFT practitioner of ours up in Newcastle. Hello. So yeah, it's great to have a mix of people who know tapping, understand tapping, and then some people brand new to tapping. And that is an amazing, side bonus and benefit of doing this fundraiser, is that we're not only kind of doing something amazing for the charity First Days, but we're also learning something new. We're tapping on some really cool topics that we're going to go through now in a minute. And yeah, just really happy to have everybody here together. So First Days is a charity that raises money for school uniforms, and they actually do amazing things to support families that are in poverty. They've worked with schools to remove logos from uniforms to make sure that people can get access to, a uniform from Sainsbury's or Tesco, etc., rather than having, very premium uniforms. They just do so much for fundraising for families on the poverty line. And I remember reading one story about a man whose wife had passed away, and they had gotten used to, because he was her carer, they had gotten used to all the health benefits that she was on from the government. But of course, all of that dried up and he wasn't able to work, and he was still looking after his young girls. So the poverty, isn't just maybe what you might think initially about people not working or struggling. This can affect everybody in multiple different ways. So that's what First Days does. And just I fell in love with their charity when I saw it was actually Kat Sims, the Instagrammer, Not So Smug Now, posted about them. And I just had a good look on their Instagram, and it was a particular post that just really, really got me. It was around how that they had met a mum and a daughter who were using socks for their periods. And when I messaged her about it, she said, that the most sad thing about the whole thing was that they didn't even think that was such a big deal, because they were just dealing with the situation and accepting of the situation. And for many of us, that's, you know, for me in particular, I just felt so awful that there's people living in that way. And then I had a look at some research into period poverty, and there was a really good research done by ActionAid to say that actually a lot of people are using you know, non-period products to support themselves through periods. And then a lot of kids are missing schools and things. So, you know, it just was something that I felt really drawn to supporting. And so this is why we're here tonight. I've roped in 3 of my lovely EFT practitioners to tap along with us tonight so that we can make this a bit of an event and share tapping and do something really feel good as well. And so we have raised so far £420, and that figure seems to keep increasing. So hopefully we'll maybe get to the £500 mark, and maybe we'll be able to help 50 or more young girls around the country that need our help. So really, really grateful to everybody for doing that. Tapping is an amazing self-regulation tool. So when you're feeling a bit off, you might feel stressed, overwhelmed, ungrounded. You might have pain, you might feel anxiety, you might have had trauma. Tapping is an amazing tool to support all of these different things. And I'll take you through just a tiny few seconds worth of this tapping sequence, just so that you're comfortable with what we're doing tonight, so that you can just tap along with us. You don't have to have the camera on if you don't feel comfortable. Everybody, we encourage everybody to say the words out loud, but you're going to be on mute, so no one's going to be hearing you. And this is just an amazing tool to turn off the fight, flight, freeze response that you might be in. And as we know, over the past couple of years, we have been in the fight, flight, freeze for a significant period of time. So we might actually not know what it feels like to not be in that way and not be in that place anymore. When we're in that place, our cortisol and adrenaline is very high, and there's a negative impact of that in the body as well. So what we'll do tonight is really try and bring everybody down, really try ground people in. We're looking at a couple of different topics tonight that will help us do that. So Joe is going to start in a few moments now with kind of prioritizing ourselves for the summer and a bit of a detox in terms of maybe letting go of some social, or letting go of some work or certain people, or whatever it is that we feel we need. Joe's going to help support us there. And Claire is going to go next with procrastination. Procrastination is a freeze response. If you didn't know that, it's a real subtle place that we can get in that really keeps us trapped. And the energy of feeling trapped has come up for me with every client this week and last week. And I've had so many conversations with people about feeling trapped and stuck. And so hopefully Claire's tapping for procrastination will help us move forward a little bit, let go of some of that fear of moving forward. And then Grace is going to do some tapping on stress, which links closely to anxiety. So focusing on the stress that we're holding in our body to, again, try and bring us down. And then I'm going to kind of wrap that all up with a bit of a focus on trust, bringing our energy back into ourselves, our focus and attention on what we want, and allow ourselves to live the life that we truly deserve to be living. Once we let go of all the stress and the trauma, it's much easier to move into that place of trust. So that's a little summary of where we're at tonight. And let me just check my list to see, was there anything? I'll do the demonstration in a second, but if you have any questions about tapping, please feel free to drop them into the chat box now. We might address them before we start. Or if you have any questions throughout the event, put them in and we'll get to them at the end and make sure that we cover off your questions. So when we start tapping, I'm going to do a little bit of a grounding exercise first, and then I'll hand over to Joe. And then actually I'll make sure that I pin, if you want to view speaker, to make sure that you're seeing each person big screen rather than all the little screens. If you'd like to do that, you can do that on your side. So we just start on the side of the hand is called a setup statement. And we tap on the side of the hand really just tuning in to the energy that we're feeling. We particularly look at the emotion. So sometimes we have lots of different emotions. So really, we're just looking at the one that's causing us the most trouble at the moment. And then we say kind of a statement. So even though I'm feeling, say, all this red anger in my throat, I choose to forgive, love, and accept myself anyway. So that is kind of the setup statement construct. And then we go into the top of the head. So this is where we're tapping on the crown of the head. We usually use 4 fingers. Now, Joe's demonstrating here, we can do 2 hands. We can do left hand or the right hand. It doesn't matter at all. Just whatever works best for you. And then we're tapping on the beginning of the eyebrow points. So just doing the beginning of the eyebrows. Now, try and make sure that you're hitting the right points, because you want to make sure that you're doing your best to get these points right, because they're sending these signals up into the amygdala. Okay, so the beginning of the eyebrow, not up here in the middle, right at the start. And then we've got the side of the eye. And we tap for about 5 to 7 times per point. So usually 1 sentence. And then under the eye. Now this is on the eye socket. So it's not down here on the cheeks. It's up on the eye socket. This is sending specific signals to the organs in our body as well. Under the nose is a pretty easy one. On the chin is an easy one. And the next one is the collarbone point. So actually, sometimes that can be more tricky to locate. So I've finally worn the right top for this demo. If you feel on your collarbones to where they end and then drop down about an inch, it's the K27 point for anyone that knows acupuncture or acupressure. This links directly to the kidneys. So it's actually an amazing point to do if you're starting to feel anxious at all, because that's going to stop the production of the cortisol and the adrenaline. So this is one of my favorite points. And you'll find that you might find some points some might actually be more painful than others or more sensitive than others, and some might feel better than others. Then I'll keep the camera down. We're kind of going down here to where the bra strap area is for any women that like to wear bras. A lot of women don't like to wear bras these days, I've noticed. I haven't joined that gang yet. I don't know if I'll ever will be able to, but it's down here, not up in the pit, but down on the side of the body. That's the side of the arm or under the arm. Just realized my charger isn't in, so I'll do that now because it's distracting me. And then we move to the hand points. So some people may not be familiar with the hand points because a lot of the Americans, they don't tap with them. And even the Australians, in all the research, they don't use the hand points. But I really enjoy having the hand points in the mix here because it's very good way and a discreet way of bringing tapping in when you don't want to be tapping on your head, like on a train or in a conference call or in a meeting. So tapping across the wrists. And you'll get the hang of these points. By the end of the night, you'll be an absolute pro. And then we're squeezing either side of the fingernail bed. So not squeezing like on the top, squeezing the side points of the fingernail beds. And we do that for each finger, all the way to the little finger. And then we get back to the top of the head. So that's called a round of tapping. So there is no real logic to the order other than top down is an easy sequence to remember. So if you skip a point or get the order mixed up, don't worry, just copy along as best you can, and the tapping is going to do the work, and it's still going to be sending the signal into the brain and the body. So it's bringing in safety. That is the biggest thing that tapping is doing. It's bringing safety into the body, and that allows us to move into the rest and digest state. So it just switches off the cortisol, brings us back into calm. And hopefully by the end of the night, you'll start to feel more calm. So I was going to do a little bit of a sense check before we start as to how we're feeling. So on a scale of 0 to 100, 100 is I feel totally happy or relaxed or, uber awesome is 100%. And based on, Emma can feel the difference already. Exactly. You often don't even need to say any words. You could just tap on your body and it'll start to bring that stuff down. So that's so cool. Where are you at tonight? Are you 50% good? Have you had a stressful day, a stressful week? Are you getting prepared for the summer holidays? Is that stressing you out, all the planning? So give yourself a bit of a percentage so that we can measure where you are now and then measure where we are at the end of tonight's tapping event as well. This is often what we do when we work one-to-one. We'd always check in with clients to see where they're at on a scale, whether we're looking at negative scale or a positive scale. And then we check in regularly through the session. And then at the end, it just really helps to give you a concrete evidence that you have something has shifted or changed or that you feel better. Okay, so we've got 40s, 60s, 70s, 80s. Nice, Vanessa. Pat getting there at 60. Megan 40, Susie 60. There's a lot going on right now. There's a lot of stress. You know, it's coming into a difficult time with summer holidays looming. Karen's 85. Awesome. So let's just see where we are now. Make a note for yourself, maybe on a piece of paper, or just mentally make a note, and then we'll check in afterwards and see how we're doing. Okay, so I've waffled on long enough now, haven't I? I think I've covered everything. If you have any questions, just drop them in, and I'll hand over to Joe. I'm just going to pin Joe, and I'll unpin myself, and then we can, I'll go on mute, and we'll let, oh, wrong one, sorry. Add pin, and then I need to unpin, remove pin. Yeah, okay, awesome. So thank you, Joe, and over to you.
Oh, thank you, Sarah. I don't know how to make my screen bigger, but that's fine. I can't see myself very well. Oh, that's fine, don't worry. So I'm talking about summer detox. So I think some of you might be groaning. I'm not here to get you ready for your bikini. But if you are actually here, if you're keen to detox in the dietary sense, tapping, I'm sure it would help because it's so good with changing your mindset and also reducing your stress. So you're less likely to reach for your comforts like chocolate and wine and stuff. But I am really thinking about detox in that sense of what good can I put into my life, more stuff that's going to help me to feel good, and where can I maybe let go of a few things that are filling up my life in ways that I don't enjoy. So it's placing more value on yourself. And also, as you said, the overwhelm that can come with summer. I think it'll come up a lot tonight. When we're full to the brim with all the admin and emotions and changes with your routine, transitions with your children, worry about fitting things in. So it's that all these things can make you feel perhaps you're a bit close to the edge. So I'm going to try and cover a bit of everything, and in terms of that, and also help you to kind of put a bit of a buffer on. So once we've released a lot of the toxins, we're going to be visualizing that release as well. And then I'm going to help you to visualize it more like an energetic buffer, and hopefully it will set you up for the next session as well. Okay, so starting with the side of your hand. So I'll say the words and leave a gap for you to repeat the words out loud to yourself. So even though I sometimes turn to sugar, processed foods, fizzy drinks, caffeine and alcohol for comfort and pleasure, I'm open to making some better decisions more of the time. And I'm open to being mindful of what I'm doing. I'm open to no longer feeling guilty about what I choose. And I choose to accept, love, and release my decisions about food and drink. Even though I sometimes pick up toxic stuff from other people, sometimes it does get to me in different ways. I'm choosing to see that other people's negativity doesn't have to mean anything about me. Perhaps I could make space for my inner spark to grow. And it could be possible for me to let the outside negative energy bounce off me. And so I choose to deeply and completely release, love, and accept myself. And even though some of this toxic stuff goes way back, I might even feel it in my bones, I'm willing to give myself, my mind, my body, and soul some respect. That might mean having some boundaries and creating some space for myself over the summer so that I can shine brighter. And I'm choosing now to release, love, and accept myself anyway. Going to the top of the head, allowing myself a detox. Letting go of what no longer serves me. Letting go of this overload of outside energy. Letting my whole self have a detox. All this negative energy in my cells. I'm letting the fluid in every cell in my body release and relax. Making space to feel neutral and calm. Making space for me. Releasing all the toxic information that I'm carrying from my past, from my diet, from my phone, from other people and the outside world. Detoxing my entire mind and body. From the outside in and from the inside out. From top to bottom, side to side, around every corner and curve. Picturing all the connective tissue in my body. The fascia that covers every structure inside me. Where am I carrying these toxins in my body? Where could there be inflammation inside me? Letting go in my organs. Letting go in my muscles and joints. Letting go in my skin cells. Letting every part of me release and regenerate. I'm allowing every cell to release and let go. I don't need to keep carrying this stuff with me now. I'm flushing it through, flushing out the toxins. I'm giving every cell permission to let go of these toxins. Even though it's affected me in the past, it might just be possible for me to let this go and find space for nourishing, spacious energy to flow through my every cell. There's space to do things that work well for me. Space for more of what I want in my life. Because if I'm good, other people feel good too. Doing this for me helps others too. And last round, when I find myself in a situation of chaos, and some way I'm surrounded by stuff that feels toxic, I'm choosing to remember that inside I'm safe, inside I'm good. I don't have to absorb so many toxins. I'm choosing to let this negative stuff around me bounce off me. And maybe that will take quite a lot of effort at first. But I'm open to the idea that I will get better at bouncing it off, because it leaves space for more of what is good for me. I'm choosing to fill myself up with more of the good stuff. So take another breath in, breathing out. And definitely have some water. How does it feel?
Wow. I did not expect to yawn and burp so much as I did.
I was yawning my head off, Jo. That was lovely.
Yeah.
I loved your words. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
That was amazing.
I don't know if I'm going to be awake to do my bit.
I was slightly worried about that too.
It was lovely. Thanks, Jo.
Oh no, that was amazing. I loved how you went into like the cells and the fascia, and like I was on a journey inside my body with you. It was just, yeah, amazing.
Thank
That's
you.
all your physio
I'm going to
stuff,
shout
Jo,
out
isn't
to Ali for that one. We've done that a couple of times when we've done our swaps.
Yeah,
and she
brilliant.
said I should do it.
Excellent. Yeah, I love it. I was just thinking that maybe, girls, if I could get your scripts, because you've pre-written them, and we could include them with the replay or something. Yeah, that was brilliant. I love that.
Thank you.
Well done.
I'm going to mute myself then.
Thank you. And yeah, Jo kind of specializes in working with the physical body, don't you? Because of your prior experience. Do you want to just have a quick overview of what you like to help people with?
Yeah. So my previous career, I was a musculoskeletal physiotherapist. So I think that's where I've got that. Still fascinated with the body and our biology. And like now, I just love piecing together the energetic work with that. But also, it's just amazing to help people with that emotional side if you have got pain or physical dysfunction. I'm finding it quite a nice combination to use together. But yeah, I obviously love using tapping for everything. So open to everything really, but I guess that's my I suppose my experience.
Yeah, and I think when we can use our own experience, it adds so much gold to the tapping experience, because you're bringing so much other information, and I love that. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. I think we've all got our own special ways with it.
Yeah, and there's no right or wrong way. That's what I love about tapping. It's so intuitive. And, you know, there's so many words there that I would never have thought to use together. And I just thought that was brilliant. So yeah, I love that. Thank you. So a little check-in with everybody. Some lovely comments there as well, but just checking in that you're all feeling good. Did anybody not feel anything? So just don't worry if you haven't felt anything yet. You know, there might be a particular word or phrase that comes up tonight that completely gets you to your core. And that might be the goal for you. So just let your body do what it needs to do. And Claire made a very good point on the chat, is that you can yawn, you can burp, like I burp a lot. You might feel shivery, you might need to move your body. So at the very end, I think we'll do a little bit of a shaking off, you know, because we'll have done so much tapping on different layers. Emma's feeling very relaxed. So awesome. Thank you. And now we go to Dublin, to Claire, who was one of my very first trainees when I did it April only a year ago now. And Claire works with multiple other tools as well. Claire, do you want to, I'll pin you. So let me just pin you for a second and we can swap over and you can.
Yeah, super. Thanks, Sarah. Yeah, well, my background's in nursing, in adults nursing, and I've trained in Reiki and aroma point therapy, which is the use of essential oils and acupuncture points on the body. So it works somewhat similarly in that it's very much to do with the energetics and what's stuck and blocked in our systems. And it also uses the energy meridians of the body, like the tapping does. We're tapping on specific points, and with the oils on points, you're using specific acupuncture points as well. And then most recently, with the EFT with Sarah. So I like using a combination of them all. But it's lovely to get a feel of the EFT for everybody tonight, because it's something that's really accessible for everybody to use at home and to be able to go back in and depending on whatever is going on for you, that you can, you know, adapt it and use it. Yeah. So tonight I'm going to do a sequence on procrastination. And like Sarah touched on, procrastination is a trauma response. And you know, we often beat ourselves up for it and we're like, I know I need to do this thing and I just can't bring myself to do it. But there can be a lot of beliefs in and around behind why we don't move forward with something. The two of the most basic being, you know, fear of success, that life will change if I'm successful with this, or, you know, maybe I'm not ready for what will happen if this comes to fruition. And then as well as that, the fear of failure. So what if I put myself out there for whatever it is and I don't get it? And what do people think of me? And there's a whole range of underlying beliefs with it, but they be two of the big ones. So before we start, maybe just have close your eyes and have a little tune in and have a feel around. Is there something in your life that you know that you really want, but you haven't moved forward on it for whatever reason? And a lot of the wording of this might be geared a little bit towards more career and things like this, but this could be applied to anything. And as we're going through it, if my words aren't ringing true for you with what you're feeling in your body and with what you want to move forward with, just change them to your own words. Like Sarah's saying, nobody's going to hear what you're saying anyway. And it's going to be most effective if you use your words for your feelings and where you're feeling it in your body. So how to tune into it, you know, feel, is there a color to it? Is there a texture to it? Is it sticky feeling, dense feeling, whatever it is for you? And just give a little rating out of 10. And then after that, like 10 being the worst ever and not being it's not bothering you at all. And you can check in afterwards then and see, has it shifted for you, moved around? Okay. So we're going to start on the side of the hand. Again, just tapping on the side of the hand, and we're just going to cue in the amygdala to spotlight in on what we're trying to shift now. Okay. So even though I have this really important step, I need to take it, but I've been holding myself back, avoiding what I need to do to progress. I choose to love and respect myself anyway. And even though I've been procrastinating about my next move, I don't quite understand why. There's so much to do. And I can feel the anxiety and overwhelm building. And yet I still can't get going with it all. And I choose to love and honor myself anyway. Even though I have this action that should be number one on my to-do list. But I can't quite seem to make myself follow through with it. Although on a conscious level, I know that it's really important. I forgive, love, and respect myself anyway. Top of the head. This sluggish avoidance in my head. Eyebrow. This overwhelm in my chest. Side of the eye. So much anxiety building in my system. Under the eye. I don't know what's stopping me from taking this step. Under the nose. All this avoidance in my head. Chin. It feels so heavy. Collarbone. I know what I need to do, but I just can't get started. Under the arm. And it just sits there at the back of my head, making me feel uneasy. Wrist. I've lost trust in myself because I keep going back on my word to myself. So I promise myself I'll get started, and then another excuse comes. The anxiety in my chest. All this energy of avoidance. Why do I do it to myself? What am I hoping to achieve? What am I afraid of? Top of that. Is it a fear of success? Eyebrow. Am I afraid if I succeed that my life will change? Side of the eye. Maybe people will look at me differently. The eye. I'm afraid that my success will alienate me. Nose. Maybe I'm afraid that my relationships will change when I succeed. Is there a time I can remember when I did well or succeeded and it wasn't well received? Collarbone. Have I lost friends or connections in the past because of something that went well for me? Is it the fear that I won't have time for the things I love to do if I become more successful? Wrist. Is there a fear of change underlying my lack of movement on this? Finger. What's the worst that can happen from me taking this action? Or maybe it's the fear of failure. What if I go for this and I don't succeed? What will people think of me? Will they look down on me for failing? All this procrastination. This anxiety and apathy all rolled into one. How can I be anxious about this and yet still not do what I need to do? It feels like a force holding me back from moving. I feel like I'm stuck in quicksand. At times I feel like I'm going in circles and getting nowhere. Doing all the unimportant jobs that suddenly seem so urgent. Yet the steps that would move me forward get left to the last minute. Or not done at all. My self-sabotage feels out of control. Maybe it's just my subconscious trying to keep me safe. Staying here in what I know feels safer than the unknown. But maybe I could stretch myself a little. Maybe I could aim higher for myself. Staying safe isn't serving me. This lack of movement is making me uncomfortable in my skin. And it only gets worse the longer it goes on. What if I took that step and moved forward with this? The stagnation in my body from lack of movement. Trying and failing and picking myself up again is how I succeed. Maybe there's one small step I can take to move towards my goal. It doesn't have to be the biggest step, just in the right direction. I'm choosing to release all this apathy and sluggishness from my body now. I'm releasing all this anxiety and overwhelm from my chest. I'm choosing to release this overwhelm. I release all these emotions that are stuck in my system. Moving forward now with a free spirit and light body. It's safe to allow myself to desire what I desire. I'm safe to follow my desires and take action on them. What I desire desires me. Taking action gets me emotion and builds momentum. My people will love me whether I try and fail or try and succeed. Success is not to be feared. Failure is how I learn. Taking action, whatever the outcome, is a positive way to move myself forward in the direction of my dreams. Being kind to myself and using kind words to my inner child, no matter the outcome. Because my voice is the one I hear most in this life. I speak only kind words to myself. It's safe to be successful. Success and money amplifies the type of person I am on the inside. The more successful I am, the more I can be of service to those around me. I'm worthy of success. Okay. Take a deep breath in and releasing it. Just have a little tune in and see where you're feeling with that sensation that you want to move forward with something. Take some action.
Wow, Claire, I think you were like, did you just write that for me?
Go get it.
Oh gosh. Maybe if anyone wants to just take a second just to think of one next step that they might want to do. What's like one little thing that they might do tomorrow towards that desire. If they want to write something down or make a mental note of that. Yeah, that was amazing. Again, I couldn't believe how connected my body was with that and really felt the energy moving around my body. Just checking in with other people as well. So are you able to feel that energy shift? How is the shifting of energy presenting for you? Are you able to sense anything? So Megan said she also felt it was written for her. Nina, wow, this brought up a lot of feelings, but the kindness toward my inner child can be right down. Yeah.
We're so hard on ourselves. And I mean, I suppose a few years into learning a lot of these different therapies and doing courses and stuff, you know, towards the start, I actually stopped one day and I realized how harsh I was on myself. You know, even things like you drop something and you're giving out to yourself going, how could you do that? You're so stupid. You're blah, blah, blah. But like, we're listening to that inside. And if you constantly have that voice telling you how useless you are, you know, it's no wonder we feel bad. So a little step is just catching yourself when you go to say something that isn't nice to yourself and go, hang on a second, you know, that's not very nice. And just try and just spin it a bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Even just saying cancel, like delete that, like erase, or stop, like, you know, like, no, because that's that inner voice, that is the ego, that is the one, like you said, is trying to keep us safe. And it's always going to keep us from moving towards the edge. And I'll explore that a little bit more when we get to the trust piece. So yeah, that was so lovely. Anybody get any memories pop up? Because you had a good question in there around, you know, have you felt like that before when you succeeded and something negative happened as an outcome? I mean, that's, you know, quite it could easily happen, you know, in school, or, you know, if you're good and smart, you can get bullied for that, you know, like there's a load of things that can be wrapped up in keeping ourselves safe and not wanting to be successful. So yeah, really hit the nail for me, Claire. Thank you.
Thanks, Sarah.
So everyone have some water now. Thank you. And then I'm going to unpin you now. So moving. Sorry, Susie had to duck off. No worries, Susie. We will catch you another time. So we're moving back into the UK now, back up to Chester, to Grace.
Hi, everyone.
And Grace, again, if you want to just share a little bit of kind of like what your focus is on, because again, you use different tools together and have a different priority potentially.
Yeah, so hi everyone. My name's Grace. I originally was a teacher, a secondary school teacher, and I also ran a business with my husband, which I still do now. I trained a year ago, nearly, with Sarah as an EFT practitioner, and ever since then, I have been drawn to, or clients have been drawn to me, working with parents, mainly mums, and young people, which has been amazing. And I do work in schools and colleges as well as like one-to-one work as well. So yeah, I'm going to be looking at stress tonight, and feeding in anxiety as well. I think that we carry a lot of stress in our body, consciously and subconsciously. Sometimes I think the subconscious stress can be worse, almost, when you can't voice it. And I have definitely been that person. It's like, I'm not stressed, I'm not anxious, I am fine. And I think I have been an anxious person for as long as I can remember, really. And it took a while to actually realize that, and, you know, really to affect my life. So it's kind of, anxiety and stress are things that I guess I feel quite passionate about, because I think it affects everybody. So I really hope this helps. And yeah, I'm similar to like what Claire said, the phrases that I use. So I'm going to give the stress a colour, and I'm going to say where I usually feel that in my chest, but please just change the words. Okay, so starting off, then I just like you all to just close your eyes and just place your hands over your heart space, and just tune into how you may have been feeling this week, what has been going on for you, and thinking about stress, and if you've had a stressful week, what's been going on for you and where you're feeling it. So for me, stress is usually carried in my chest and in my stomach. So I'm going to use the word chest. So thinking of that stress now, all those feelings of stress and anxiety, and then maybe giving them a colour if you can. Okay. And then we're just going to work through the sequence now. And like I said, just change any words that feel that you need to. Okay. So just tapping on the side of the hand. Okay, we're just going to take a deep breath before we start with any words. Okay, so just breathe in through your nose, right into your stomach, and then release through the mouth. And we're just going to do one more breath, but I just want you to do a bit of a louder exhale this time if you can, a bit more like a sigh. That sort of feeling. So breathing in through your nose. And then release. And one more, just because the power of 3. Okay, breathe in. And release. Okay, so thinking of that stress now. Even though I've been feeling really stressed recently, I've been running around, worrying about everything, worrying about everyone, and I'm carrying lots of tension in my body. I choose to love, forgive, and accept myself anyway. Even though I'm feeling pretty stressed at the moment, I'm not always sure why, but I know that the stress is there. I can feel it in my body. I can hear it in my words. I can see it in my reflection. I see it in my kids and others around me, mirroring it back to me. Even though all that stress is there, I choose to forgive, love, and accept myself anyway. Even though I have all this stress in my body, this anxiety in my body, and just all these emotions just running around, the cortisol, the adrenaline, all running through my veins, whirling around my body. I want to look at this now, and I want to look at releasing some of this to make space. And I choose to deeply and completely love and forgive myself. Okay, moving to the top of the head. All this stress. Eyebrow, I feel so stressed. Side of the eye, this stress I'm carrying in my body. Under the eye, this stress in my chest. Under the nose, all this stress in my chest. The chin point, all this heavy black stress in my chest. Collarbone, I feel so overwhelmed at the moment. Under the arm, there's just so much going on for me. Wrist point, I've just got so much on my plate and I feel exhausted. All this black stress I can feel in my chest, weighing down on my chest, and this stress in my body. My thoughts just keep racing with all the stuff I have to do. Top of the head, all the lists, all the to-dos. I'm so wound up. And I'm just so overwhelmed with it all. I feel like I'm not doing enough. And I'm worried like I'm not doing a good job. Collarbone. Everyone is asking me things constantly, and it's a lot. It's making me feel irritable. Wrist point. It's making me feel anxious. Thumb point. I'm worried about everything that I've got to get done. And I feel quite nervous of things that are coming up. There's so much to do all of the time. And it just doesn't feel like there's enough hours in a day or enough days in a week. How am I supposed to get all of this stuff done? Top of the head. It's been such a long week. Family, work, kids, all the stuff I have to remember, all the planning, all the remembering, all the lists, all the tasks, all of these things just buzzing around my mind. Chin point. What if I don't get it all done? Collarbone. What if I forget something? Under the arm. What if I let one of my many spinning plates drop to the floor? Wrist point. What if I upset someone? What if I upset someone important to me? What if I forget something for someone else, one of my kids, someone who depends on me? I just hate the feeling that I might get something wrong. I wonder what it would be like to release a bit of this tension, to release a bit of this stress. Stress is a normal human emotion. I am not my emotions. Maybe all the stress didn't start with me. Maybe all I've ever known is stress and chaos. Maybe I'm just repeating patterns that I saw as a child. Stress has actually helped me before. Because if I stay stressed, if I stay in the chaos, then I won't fail. But maybe there's another way. And I choose now to look at this belief that I have to be stressed. Maybe I don't have to be stressed to get things done. Maybe there's a different way to do things. Maybe slowing down could be my power. So I choose now to start to let this go. I choose to let the feelings of stress that have been held in my body go. Top of the head, processing and releasing these feelings of stress. Letting go now of all this stressful energy in my body. Starting to invite calm into my body now. Starting to feel peaceful in my body. I believe I can slow down. Maybe slowing down, I could even get more done. Maybe slowing down is the key. It's safe to release this belief. It's safe to release this stress. It's safe to release this tension. Maybe everything will be okay. Maybe everything will get done. It might just get done in a different way. So I'm open to feelings of joy tonight. I'm open to feeling good tonight. I believe I can feel good. I am loved. I am brave. I've got this. I believe I've got this. I'm choosing a different way. I'm choosing peace and love now. And all of this is just energy. It's all just perception. And I tune into my higher self and show love for her. Releasing all of this stress and knowing the positive effect it will have on my friends, my family. I choose to be calm. And so it is. Okay, so just placing your hands over your heart, and we're just going to do those power of 3 deep breaths again. In through your nose, release through your mouth. And this time, see if you can get the breath even deeper, right down to the bottom of your stomach. And try that exhale again. And then just one more. Well done, everyone. How does that feel? I feel a bit woozy myself. I'm going to have some water.
I feel like I could just roll over now and have a really good sleep.
You know what? So could I. Ooh. Honestly, I hope some of you are in bed. Love doing like a tapping or meditation in bed and falling asleep. Like I could just see myself now on the gallery. It looks so sleepy. Oh, thanks everyone.
I think you made a great point about the hidden stress. Because we just get by, don't we? We do everything just to get through the day, to get through the list, to get through. And we just don't realize the impact that getting through is having on us and the pressure that it's having and putting on us. Yeah, Megan, I felt my shoulders drop as well. It was all in my shoulders and spine and neck. And
right.
Totally feel a release there. So Parry got to go, don't worry.
Well, thank you, Parry. See you soon.
Thank you. Nina, some of the underlying stuff from procrastination sequence actually came back, and I realized that's stressing me. Yeah, excellent. Very good. Wow. Thank you so much, Grace. That was lovely. Really enjoyed that.
Thanks.
Loved your words. Amazing. So how is everybody feeling? I'm still burping. Oh. Right. So it's my turn now. Don't know how I'm going to top that. It's not about topping that. It's adding to it, isn't it? No, there's no topping going on here. Okay. So, yeah, I think I've got tears in my eyes leaking somewhere. Lots of people. Oh, Emma feels like you've had a massage. Yes. And you know, that's why we are told to drink water after a massage, is because because your body goes back into rest and digest. The cells in your body are now able to do the regeneration and the toxin release that they normally do. And the water needs to come in to flush out all the toxins. So especially after stress and a stress release, the water is really important. Pat's not at the burping stage yet. You might get there, Pat. We'll see. And there's no pressure to burp. That's certainly, that's not atypical, is it? It's lots of people burp, but not everybody burps in this way. Any questions on anything that we've covered so far, or any feelings or sensations that they're having, or any realizations or memories? Please feel free to drop in. And I haven't prepared tonight, so I am winging this on purpose so that we could pull in the energy from what we've just discussed. And this is about going into our own inner wisdom and trusting that. So that's kind of how I want to pitch this tonight. So we're all feeling lovely and relaxed, which is great. So this might end up being a little bit more focused on the positive side of things, since we've done quite a bit of clearing. So just have another tune in into the body. See, is there anywhere still that's uncomfortable? Can you connect with anything that's uncomfortable, or are you just feeling nice and relaxed? That's fine too. And we're just going to do a bit of energetics here. So we're just going to call in all our angels and guides to just surround us now. If that feels comfortable for you, and if not, then don't worry. We're just kind of connecting inwards to our true selves, to the version of us that is the soul, the everlasting version of us, the spark of divine light nestled deep in your heart space. See that light glowing like a flame. Breathing into that heart and that flame. And with every breath now, you're increasing that flame. You're expanding. You're connecting in through all the layers of trauma, all the stuff that you have experienced in this lifetime or any other experience that is weighing heavy on your soul. See through all of that. See through to that everlasting, beautiful, divine, unconditional love that you are. We connect to our higher selves. So there's a version of us that lives potentially outside of ourselves, our highest selves, that is feeding our soul. So you can imagine that there's a connection from our soul and this flame in our heart all the way up or it could be down into the earth, or it could be even deeper into your heart space through a kind of a portal. Make that journey to intentionally connect to your highest self. You can repeat these words if you feel you'd like to. I ask for your help. I ask for your help in trusting my divine path. I ask for your help in trusting where I am in this moment. Allow me to connect in with the energy of the divine universe. And we're going to tap. So you can keep your eyes closed if you can. If you need to look, then you can too. But we're just going to tap, staying connected to that version of ourselves. I connect to my highest self. The tapping on the side of the hand. I connect to my highest self for support and love, for trust and guidance. I have everything I need within me, and I trust all that I am, all that I was, and all that I ever will be. And I choose to see past all the layers of stress and trauma, to love my divine self for the beautiful spark of light that she is. Okay, so tapping on the top of your head, still thinking about this spark within you, all this love that resides within me. I trust in that love. I trust that I am a never-ending energy. I trust that I'm connected to all things. I trust that we are all one. I trust that we are all loved. Collarbones. We are loved for exactly who we are in any moment. Under the arms. There is no right or wrong. We just are who we are. And I see my true self now, beyond limits and conditions, beyond pain and trauma, beyond my actions and behaviors, beyond my own mind and subconscious. I see myself as a star shining brightly. I am made of stardust. I am forever eternal. I chose to be here right now. I chose to be here in this exact moment. I've chosen all the pains and traumas to experience for all the growth and the lessons and gifts that it has given me. And I feel such love and compassion for my true, authentic self. It is safe to connect to my inner self. It is safe to connect to my inner wisdom. I know what I need. I know what is good for me. I trust myself to see it and feel it. I trust myself to connect to that wisdom. top of the head. I trust myself to let go. To let go of the blame, the shame, the guilt. To let go of the anger and resentment and frustration. To let go of past difficult experiences. I trust myself to live in the present moment. I trust myself to be here right now. I am here right now for an important reason. Everyone is here for an important reason. For we are all connected and all love. I trust in the unknown. I allow myself to feel safe in the unknown. It's okay to not know what's coming next. It's okay to not have a clear vision of the future. I can trust in this now moment. And that's okay. I can trust that I will be shown the next step. I can trust in the divine for guidance. I can trust that I will hear, listen, and act on guidance. I know I'm not doing this all by myself. I have a team of energy that surrounds me and supports me. I can trust when I feel close to the edge. Because when I feel resistance, I know something good awaits on the other side. I can trust in my edge. I can trust in growth and change. I can allow my body to feel safe with growth and change. I can allow my body to expand. I can energetically hold more light. I can expand to support myself, my family, and everyone that knows me. I can trust in myself to relax. I can trust in myself to just be me. I can trust in myself to say what I want to say. I can trust in my authentic self. I can trust in my femininity. I can trust in my masculinity. I can trust in the divine balance within me. I can trust in the flow of life. I can trust in the laws of the universe. I can expand and flow with the energetics of life. I let go of any resistance. I can trust myself to go slow. I can trust myself to listen. I can trust myself to just be. So tuning into the heart now again, just connecting in. I want you to imagine now that you have created an open channel or an open connection to your higher or highest self. And just ask now an open question. What's my next right step? Or what do I need to know right now? And you may get an answer. You may not. The answer may come tomorrow in a song or in a conversation or a phone call. But you are putting that request into your higher self. What is my next right step? Or what do I need to know now? And just take a few breaths in, just connecting in to opening yourself up to that inner wisdom that only you have. Take a few deep breaths. And just say, I'm open to receiving this information when it is ready to be known. I thank and love my highest self, the universe, and all my guides. I acknowledge their support. Thank you. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. And when you're ready, you can bring yourself back into the room. May need a stretch and some water. So I didn't know where that was going to go, but hopefully that was okay.
Wow, Sarah, I've gone so hot, you know, like, oh gosh, like I just feel like loads of heat coming off me. Wow.
Good.
Thank you.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, that was I wanted to tie up tonight with a bow. So hopefully that was.
It was lovely.
Yeah, amazing. I love the visualization and connection. I don't think I've done that before.
Yeah, I think like tapping isn't innately spiritual, but I think it really lends itself with the energetic side to connect in a different way, in a deeper way. So I don't think I've done that either. Like that exact technique is in going in first and then tapping from that place, if you get me. So yeah, maybe that's the way forward.
We're trying new things as well.
Yeah, I mean, and I say that to, you know, my tapping practitioners all the time. It's like you get intuition, you get guidance, you get you try something and it works, and you try something and it doesn't work, and you find your way with it, you make it your own, and every single one of you is tapped in like a different way, bringing your own experience and words and language to each of these topics, which has just been amazing. None of us would do the exact same script, of course, you know, because we're so unique and different, but yet it all resonates so much with us because we're so connected. See, I love that. Thank you so much. Emma feels so much better for all of this. Nina was crying in your daughter's room. Oh, bless you. Hope you feel good now. Vanessa, I feel like a lovely veil of peace has been placed over. Yeah. Wow. Amazing. Can we check in with that percentage? So we were 60s, 70s, some one or two were 40s in terms of feeling awesome, whether that is a feeling of high energy or a feeling of peace and contentment or a feeling of happiness and gratitude. Where are you at now with that energy? 80, 90, 80, 90. Amazing. Karen, excellent. Well done. 80, 80, 80, 80 to 95. Amazing. So that's just showing you, like, we have tapped for quite a period of time, but even after Joe's first 10 minutes of tapping, we all felt a shift, didn't we? We all felt that change. So we don't have to tap a huge amount to feel the benefit and to switch off this fight, flight, freeze that we're in so subconsciously. Going back to Grace's point, like, we just don't even realize that we're running on that capacity because we're so familiar with it. So bringing this energy down now, it's like helping you to know what it feels like to feel relaxed. Karen, yeah, I did think that 85 might have been a bit too high for you. 20 to start with, and now 75. Awesome. That's really good. Anyone got any questions on tapping, or, you know, do feel free. I will send out information for all of us to connect with afterwards. For anybody doing the replay, if you had questions, you could follow up with us, connect with us on social media, etc. We'd be more than happy to support. And if you felt like that there's more work for you there to do, then, you know, don't hesitate to get support, because we're not in this on our own, and there is so many ways of getting to this space of peace and calm and contentment, and really letting go of the past is just the biggest the biggest release you can get. Kath, thank you. It was so powerful. Feel so busy and light. So thank you, Kath. Kath, I think that's you. She's my local reflexology facial lady. Who's amazing. Lovely to have you with us. Any questions, any comments? I mean, obviously, thanks again so much. Thanks to my amazing co-hosts. It was so lovely to be tapping along to someone else's words for a change. It's just so nice. And I don't do enough, I don't think, for my own tapping. I'm so busy doing it for others. So it was really, really lovely. Thank you so much to everybody for fundraising for this amazing charity. And I hope to, again, do to continue our fundraising. It's a lovely community that we've created, and there's so many charities out there that need help and support. So I'm definitely keen to do more. Joe's saying that remember that some changes might even take place overnight while you sleep. Your subconscious is going to be processing. You might have a great night's sleep. And if something bubbles to the surface, just know that that's a really good thing. You've allowed your body to drop down, allowing for another layer to come up. So I'd really recommend, if something is coming up for you in the next week or two, to reach out to try and get some support, because the more you go, the better overall you're going to feel. We're just peeling off these layers of the onion. It's so important. Megan, thanks so much. Amazing work. Vanessa, thank you for coming, V. So lovely to see you. You only live down the road, and we used to work together for 7 or 8 years. So it's lovely to see you again. Pat says period poverty is really important. Many supermarkets are supporting this. Yes, so someone said tonight on my Instagram that Lidl are doing £5 moon cups. So hopefully first days we'll be able to buy those, which doubles our reach from the money that we've raised tonight as well, instead of £10 being 5, so we can reach more women. So that's awesome. Shall I just do a quick
more? There's 2 links. Pat's my mom, so she sent me 2 links. Mum works with a charity called the Soroptimists, and they were doing some period poverty stuff. So Mum sent me 2 things from Morrison's. Do like a program, but also this social enterprise where it's like a package. I don't know fully what it is, but sanitary products for £10. And if you buy one there, they then buy one for someone in need. So it's like that sort of enterprise. So I'll send them to you, and then maybe you can send them out on the email. But
perfect. Yeah, that'd be great. So I've just checked, and the donations are 445. So I think we're going to hit 500, which would be amazing. We'll definitely get to 500. So if you're talking to anyone over the next few days, you can send them the link, and hopefully we'll get that up to 445. Thank you so much to everyone for your time, for your money, for your energy. That was a lovely co-creation as well, and lovely to tap on different topics and then wrapping them all up again at the end. So thanks, everybody. Stay in touch, and we'll chat to you soon.
Thanks.
Oh, hang on. I'll try get a picture. Hang on. Oh, everyone's gone.
Just get us.
I'll get you guys. Well, thank you. Bye.
Bye, Megan.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, Megan. Thanks.